The Reolink Go can pretty much be deployed anywhere with its solar panel, rechargeable battery and 4G SIM card. You can deploy it here, here, or even here on the beach. This ain't the beach.
No beach there, is there?
Okay. Or even here on the cliffs. Wow!
Hey, welcome to Money Making Expert. This video is the complete review of the Reolink Go. A few people have been waiting for this, literally only a few. The camera works off a rechargeable battery, it's powered by a solar panel, and it's got a 4G SIM card, which makes it the perfect camera for remote locations, such as the one I'm going to be installing it at. It's a renovation property in the middle of nowhere, it has no Wi-Fi, the power is not left on, so the Reolink Go is perfect for keeping an eye on the place. As you can already see, I've bolted a piece of wood on the building so I can mount the camera and solar panel, and I've already done an unboxing video of this camera, so feel free to go and check that out. And this video will be looking at the install, the setup process of the camera, along with its pros and cons. So feel free to watch the whole long video, and at the end of it you'll kind of understand whether it's worth the money or not. Okay, so this is where we're going to be mounting the solar panel and the camera. The other way around though, so that's it. So the camera goes on top and the solar panel goes below. And then we're just taking a look at where the sun rises to where it sets to make sure it gets decent exposure. You can see 2 o'clock, that's where the sun is at the moment. So it'll get good exposure all day long. That's where the camera is going to be mounted, and it will get a good view of the driveway. So this is the solar panel. Then we also have the solar panel mount that just twists on, nice and simple. We've got the camera mount, and then of course we have the camera itself, and that's just the back case where it mounts onto. Then we've got the camera itself. I've already installed the SIM card, just a simple kind of data plan 4G SIM card. You've got the battery, nice and simple, you just slot it straight into the back, and after about 30 seconds it tells you that it's turning on. And then you just take the back case, you put it over the top, you just twist it on, but there's very little motion with that twist.
Starting up. Please wait.
It doesn't have much travel on it, you see what I mean? Like, there's not much there that can cover.
Is it on properly?
Yeah, that's it. Why?
Trying to click in properly.
Well, that's it, yeah, you can have a feel of it.
I see anything holding that on then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Doesn't seem to be much travel, does it?
No, because if that just drops out, you can always take it.
Network connection succeeded.
You could just hear that it said network connection succeeded, so that means we have a connection and we will be able to view it on the Reolink Go app. So as long as you pop that SIM card in, everything will be fine. I'm in the UK, so I use an EE SIM card, and like I say, I put it in and it just automatically got connection. However, we both agreed that it would be a good idea to tape the camera, as there isn't much travel when you twist the camera together, and that's the only part holding the camera on. So I'd definitely recommend doing something similar with yours, and this is something they probably need to fix. Before you put the silicone case over, make sure you take a photo of the QR code which is underneath your camera, or scan it with the Reolink app. The cover is a pain, it's not something you want to take off and then put back on. The QR code is what you need to scan it, and that allows the app to find your camera and connect. It's really, really easy and it connects really well. Once you've mounted the camera, you can then adjust it with the Allen key like we're doing here, along with a wrench or something similar to rotate the camera so it's level. Once that's all done, you can install the solar panel cable. Just remove the rubber plug underneath, insert the cable and push up the protective rubber to stop any moisture or water getting into the connection. So this is where he doesn't actually want to install the solar panel alongside the camera. He now thinks that because they're both together, it looks like a standalone unit, and he's worried his security camera might be stolen, which is not silly. It could easily happen. So he wants to mount it out of sight so the camera looks like a standalone system and the cable goes off somewhere else. And luckily, the solar panel cable is easily long enough to do that. So he decides to mount it out of sight, just for his peace of mind. Okay, so now for the app setup. All you need to do is go and download the Reolink app. That's on iOS, Android, wherever. And then you just literally open the app and scan your QR code on your camera. Once it scans, it's going to try and connect to your device. And when it does, all you need to do is name it and enter a password. It's literally the simplest camera I've ever set up, and I've set up quite a lot of cameras. So it's asked for a login password. I'm not going to show you that, but it's asked for a camera name. I've just named it Reolink Go. That's it, it's all set up automatically on Fluent, but you then change it to 1080p, which looks great. There's loads of features on this camera, such as two-way communication. It works, it does it okay. You can hear each other clear. However, there is about a 6 to 7 second delay from when you speak into the phone to when it actually comes out of the camera speaker. But I have had conversations through the camera and it's worked all right. It can display the time and date like usual security cameras can on the screen. You can take snapshots and videos directly to your phone when you're live viewing. Onto the settings. Basically, I'm just going to let the settings run through and let me play through a load of different settings, but you can monitor your battery life and loads of different things, and I won't go into it all. We went ahead and set up motion detection, which works really well. You can record your own like kind of voice clip or use a default sound already on there. It's really good to make people think maybe that you're actually watching them on the camera, so you can say something like, hey, hello, I can see you, what do you want, stuff like that, instead of just kind of like a generic kind of alarm sound.
Okay, go on then.
Be careful. Guard dogs are roaming.
As you can see, we had to adjust the sensitivity to get it right and get it working, so when they walked to the gate it would set off. But in the end we got it working really well. Someone asked in the last video how long the battery lasts without the panel connected. I've had it disconnected for around 4 days and it's on 66%. However, when it was plugged in, it said 98%, and as soon as I unplugged it, it went down to 86%. So I'm not sure, there might be a bit of a bug there with the app and how much it's actually charged with what it thinks when it's plugged in. It didn't really make much sense, but anyway, if it's on 86%, and now it's on 66%, it drops around about 5% a day from normal use. That's us occasionally live viewing the camera and receiving photo emails from motion detection. But one thing to note, that it hardly uses any data at all. I've got a SIM card for this one that actually, I don't know, had fair few gigabytes of data on, but it uses no data. And that's from live viewing the camera a few minutes a day and getting around 5 emails a day from motion detection. So I certainly wouldn't go and get a big data plan. I'd imagine a couple of gig would probably be perfectly fine for you. One of the main problems I've found with the camera is when you try and connect to it, when you try and live view it. Sometimes you'll go to live view it, it starts to load, you can see the little kilobits per second going up in the top left hand corner, then it will just drop and it won't connect. And you can go through this a couple of times until it does, and I'm not sure if this is a problem with Reolink or it's a problem with the EE network, but it can be quite frustrating when you want to have a quick look at the camera and it takes you about a minute to connect to it. But other than that, the camera is really impressive. If they fixed the way the back mounts on and the way it twists onto the camera, that would be a lot better, make that a bit more secure, and also kind of speed up the camera a little bit, again, whether that's Reolink or EE, with that two-way communication and also connecting to it. It would be the perfect remote viewing camera. So if you're interested in getting one, I would 100% recommend it. It's a brilliant camera.
Here, in the woods. Here. Here. Or here, in the woods. Or here, in the woods. Or here. Or here, in the woods. Here, in the woods.